two parents hid their real income from the judge. What happened next left the whole courtroom speechless. Let's get into the court.
Ms. Pearson, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, we had been together for a really long time. About 4 years ago, we decided to adopt a child, and she broke up with me about 4 years ago. About 2 years ago, and stopped paying child support. And so I have had all the responsibility of our daughter, and she barely comes around.
That's really not.
Ma'am, let her finish. You will have your opportunity to speak.
Okay.
Okay, I can roll my eyes too. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Justice has no favorites. Welcome to Judge Zone, where the truth always finds its way to the surface. Court is now in session. Miss Pearson steps forward with years of frustration behind her eyes. 4 years ago, these two women made a life-changing decision together. They adopted a child. But when the relationship ended 2 years ago, so did any sense of shared responsibility. Miss Pearson has been doing it all alone, every bill, every school run, every sleepless night. And the other parent barely even shows up.
She never sees our daughter, and recently she just changed jobs. She was making a lot of money, and she just dropped jobs so that, because right when I started talking to her about child support, she changed jobs because she wanted to make sure that she wasn't ever going to have to pay anything more than what
Okay,
she
ma'am, where do you used to work?
I was a teacher.
Okay. How much were you making as a teacher?
Oh, I think around 40,000.
But here's where things take a suspicious turn. The moment Miss Pearson started pushing for child support, the defendant suddenly quit her teaching job. A career she had built, a salary she had earned, gone just like that. Was it a coincidence? The judge doesn't think so, and she's about to start asking some very pointed questions.
Are you sure about that?
Well,
Because based on the paperwork that you provided, your teacher's salary was $55,000 a year.
well, that doesn't include what I put into profit sharing.
Is that true or not?
55?
$55,000. Your documents are correct, right?
Okay, that's probably true.
Okay, it's not a probably.
That's
You
true.
submitted it. Thank you.
Okay,
$55,000 a year. How much are you making now? Like, where are you working at now?
Well, I'm working at a store as a clerk, and I'm making 30,000 a year now.
Okay.
Paperwork doesn't lie. A confirmed teacher's salary of $55,000 a year, right there in black and white. But now, she claims she's only making $30,000 as a store clerk. The judge narrows her eyes. The numbers don't add up, and the real story is only just beginning to unravel.
And you said you're a teacher, so
Yes.
what type of degrees do you have for that?
I have a degree in economics,
Okay. You have one degree or you have multiple degrees?
Well, and I have my master's in accounting.
You have a master's in accounting and you're working as a clerk.
Yes.
What are you doing at this job?
Well, I help people find clothes.
Like a retail clerk?
Yes.
Then comes the bombshell. This woman doesn't just have a basic teaching degree. She holds a full master's degree in accounting, a master's degree, and she's helping customers find clothes on a shop floor. The judge can barely believe what she's hearing, because this isn't bad luck. This is a choice. A very deliberate, calculated choice.
Ma'am, you have a master's degree.
Yes.
Did-
But I don't have to make all that money.
No, you.
If I'm just going to give it all away anyway.
So let me get something straight. She's deliberately. What you're saying is she's deliberately working at this retail job. Now I get it.
I can do
You know,
any
you-
job I want.
You know what? Your character is not looking very cute to me at all, because you have tried to misrepresent to me what is really going on in this case. You stopped working as a teacher so you would not have to pay that higher amount in child support.
And then she actually says it out loud. She doesn't want to make more money because she'd just have to give it away anyway. The judge's expression says everything. Your character, she tells her, is not looking good right now, because this isn't someone who fell on hard times. This is someone who manufactured hard times on purpose to avoid paying for her own child.
Is that not the case?
Well,
Well, Is that not the case?
Well, we discussed it, and she didn't seem to have an objection. And I just thought I was paying enough.
No.
And when I talked to my daughter, she loves me more anyway, and she should come live with me. And I know that's not a matter for this court.
Right. That's definitely not a matter for what we're here on today, because based on what we've already discussed, the child lives with her, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you're
Cornered and exposed, the defendant tries a new angle. She claims they discussed the job change together. She thought she was already paying enough, and then, almost unbelievably, she suggests her daughter loves her more and should come live with her. The judge shuts it down immediately. That is not what this court is here to decide today. Stay focused. The child lives with Miss Pearson. Period.
not providing any type of financial support anymore, correct?
I provide emotional support all the time. The child.
You know what? That is not, you cannot quantify emotional support. Stop it. I'm just going to go on with what I need to do because you obviously came here to play games today.
No, my baby
yes,
loves me.
Yes, you did.
She loves me more
and your
than
baby
she loves
needs
her.
money. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
me.
Your baby needs money, and you want to do what's in her best interest.
No financial support. Not a single dollar. But she has the nerve to say she provides emotional support. The judge's response is swift and sharp. You cannot put a price on emotional support. Your child needs real, tangible help. And you came here today to play games instead of stepping up. The judge has seen enough. It's time to make a ruling.
So what I'm going to do, how long ago did she stop working as a teacher? Was it recent?
Yes.
How
just
recent?
6 months ago.
6 months ago?
Yes.
No, ma'am. Your child support is going to be set at that $55,000 because
What?
it sounds like you are intentionally underemployed, so you do not have to pay a higher amount in child support, and that is ridiculous because you're not cheating her, you're cheating your child.
6 months. That's all it took. 6 months ago, she walked away from her teaching career, and the timing lines up perfectly with when child support conversations began. The judge makes her decision clear and firm. Child support will be calculated based on that $55,000 salary. Because intentionally making yourself unemployable is not a loophole. It is a trap, and you just walked right into it.
So, based on $55,000 a year, I have your gross at $4,583.33. Is there a reason your mouth is open? Do you need some water?
I just can't believe you're being so mean.
Oh, I'm not being mean at all, ma'am. You, on the other hand, are being mean. You deliberately stopped working. You have a master's degree, and you went to a retail store so you would not have to pay for your daughter.
Well, that's my prerogative.
Well, you know what? It's my prerogative to read these numbers out to you. Keep listening.
The numbers start coming in, and the defendant's mouth falls open. Gross monthly income, $4,583.33. The judge looks at her and asks, "Do you need some water?" The defendant calls her mean. The judge doesn't flinch. "The only mean person in this courtroom," she says, "is the one who deliberately abandoned her child's financial security."
So, I have your net at $3,794.48. Who carries health insurance for the child?
I do.
You
I do
do?
everything.
Based on this, I see health insurance at $1,200 a month.
Well,
Ma'am, where do you work?
I work for the airlines,
Okay.
and the $1,200 is for me and the child.
Okay.
The child portion is $400.
Okay,
That's
I'm seeing
ridiculous,
that. I'm seeing
isn't
that.
it? That
No,
can't
it's
be
ridiculous that you're not paying.
Net resources confirmed at $3,794.48. Then the health insurance question surfaces. Ms. Pearson works for the airlines and carries health coverage for both herself and her daughter. The child's portion alone comes to $4 every single month. She's been covering that too, completely alone, while the other parent did absolutely nothing.
But guess what? You're getting ready to pay now, and you're going to repay whatever the amount is for the child. Well, $400.
She doesn't even love our daughter. She loves her 4 cats
Ma'am.
more than our daughter.
Ma'am, you know what?
How would you know
That
you
is not,
never see
excuse
our
me,
daughter?
the two of you will address me, and that is not an issue for this court. Nobody cares about what's going on with the cats. We care about
Okay.
what's going on with the child. No offense to your cats. That's not what I mean. I mean in terms of calculating this child support.
The defendant tries one last desperate move, claiming the mother doesn't even love their daughter, that she only cares about her cats. The judge stops everything. She reminds both parties this court cares about one thing only: the child, not the cats, not the relationship drama, not personal feelings, just the child's well-being and financial security. Now keep listening. The final number is coming.
So, health insurance, you're going to be responsible for reimbursing that. So I have your child support obligation at $758.90 plus $400 for the monthly health insurance, comes out to $1,158.90.
Am I paying the whole $400 a month, or is she paying any of it?
Did you hear me put you on a payment plan for that? If you didn't, you're paying the full amount, $1,158.90.
The ruling is final. Child support obligation, $758.90, plus $400 for monthly health insurance. Total, $1,158.90. Every single month. No reduction. No mercy. She asks if she really has to pay the full amount. The judge's answer: close your mouth. You testified yourself that you chose to earn less. This court has the discretion, and it just used it.
I need you to close your mouth. I just don't understand why you're looking so confused right now. Child support is based on the calculation. Okay? Is there anything further?
I'm not making that much anymore.
Well, but you just testified, right?
Right.
That you intentionally are working at a lower paying job, right?
Right.
Okay, so I have the discretion to set your child support at that same amount that you were making as a teacher, because you can make more than what you're currently making as a clerk.
As the case wraps up, Ms. Pearson asks one final question. Can you make her come see our daughter? The judge's answer is honest and human. I cannot force her. But she turns to the defendant with something between a warning and a plea. Please go visit your child. Do not punish that little girl because you are upset. Whatever is going on with the cats, the feelings, the anger, your daughter didn't choose any of this. She deserves better.
Well,
If
I
there's
didn't know
nothing,
that.
well, you know now. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Well, can you make her come see the baby, our child?
I can't make her, but ma'am, please go visit with the child. Do not punish the child because you're upset. Are you mad at the cats? I mean, don't punish the
I don't wanna be
child.
around the cats. Can you put the cats away when
Yes.
I come?
Ma'am,
Because
put the
I
cats
want-
away so she can
Yes,
come visit with the
Then I'll come
child.
visit.
Thank you. You all are
It's
dismissed.
sad. It's sad.
A master's degree, a deliberate downgrade, and a child left paying the real price. The judge saw through every layer of it, and justice was served cold. Stay with us, because Case 2 is coming up next, and it might just be even more shocking. Case 2. She got a $12,000 raise and still tried to cut her disabled son's support. The judge was not having it.
Mrs. or Miss Johnson?
Soon to be
Miss.
Miss.
Sir, I was talking to her. Soon to be Miss.
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson.
Yes.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, I did. The child is now 18. I would like to be relieved of the child support payments.
Continue.
Because I've fulfilled my obligations in the amicable split that we had. So since the child is 18, I would like to be relieved of child support payments.
Okay.
Mrs. Johnson walks into the courtroom, cool, calm, and confident. Her son has just turned 18, and in her mind, that's the finish line. She presents it simply. They had an amicable split. She fulfilled her obligations. And now it's time to be relieved of child support. Payments. Clean. Easy. Done. But the man sitting across from her has a very different story to tell.
So, sir, how do you feel about that?
Ma'am, I don't know what kind of Afrocentrickery she's trying to run up in here, but it costs money to raise a child. I understand he's 18, but he's handicapped. He's special.
Okay, so now we're getting to the meat of it, because that's not what she just presented to me.
Well,
She
she's
just
acting
presented
special
it.
right now because she don't want to
Well,
pay this
sir, let's
money.
not do name calling. That's not nice.
I didn't call her no names, ma'am. I'm just saying she's acting special. All I know is this. It costs money to take care of this child. I don't have it.
When you say he's special, what type of disability does
He has
he
a
have?
mental disability, ma'am.
Okay.
The father speaks, and the entire tone of the courtroom shifts. This isn't a healthy, independent 18-year-old ready to take on the world. This young man has special needs. He requires constant care and ongoing support. The judge immediately recognizes that what was just presented to her was not the full picture. Mrs. Johnson left out the most important detail of all, and the judge is not going to let that slide.
What type of medical bills does he have?
Currently, my bills are running about $1,800 a month. I have a garage. Obviously, by my dress and appearance today, I'm a simple man, but I make a clean living and do what I have to do. But I can only fix so many cars a day and have to put on helmets and change stuff. I don't have the time.
Okay, what type of medical expenses does the child have on a monthly basis?
He has rehabilitation.
Okay.
He also has some vocational training skills to help him. We're trying to get him out there on his own a little bit.
Okay.
Father lays out the reality of his daily life. Medical bills running $1,800 a month. A garage he has run alone for 35 years, fixing cars, doing what he can, stretching every dollar as far as it will go. Rehabilitation, vocational training, all of it falling on his shoulders while he works with his hands every single day just to keep his son cared for.
And he also has a speech therapist that comes in once a week also to help him out.
Okay. And other than that, is he does he have any other disabilities or anything?
Not really, other than, her not being around ever.
Okay.
That's the only disability that's really got it messed up.
How much is rehab a month?
Rehab a month is $400, ma'am.
400. Okay. Does he go to a special type of school?
No, actually, the state sends someone to him at the residence because it's actually become more of a hindrance to get him somewhere than it is to actually take care of him at the home.
Okay.
The details keep coming. A speech therapist visits the home once a week. State-provided educators come directly to the residence because taking him out has become more of a challenge than bringing the support in. This young man's needs are real, ongoing, and expensive, and the father has been handling all of it while his mother was out traveling the world for work.
And you want to be removed from child support, and you hear about all of the care that it takes to take care of your adult child who's disabled, has special needs.
Your Honor,
Make this good.
I'm going to make this good due to the fact that I have been around, I do contribute, I am there. My job takes me all over the world. Not only I'm an educator, but I also have another son as well too, who is 16. I'm in both of their lives.
Now Mrs. Johnson tries to make her case. She says she's been present. She's an educator. She travels for work. She has another son who is 16. She's involved in both their lives. But the judge isn't moved by the resume because presence and financial responsibility are two very different things. And right now, this court is only talking about one of them.
So therefore, I need a little reprieve because there are certain things that I need to do with cash, certain investments I want to make.
When I speak, you stop talking, okay?
Sure.
You're doing a whole lot of talking and you're not saying anything, okay? Your child has needs that this man pays for. Rehab alone is $400 a month. Is this an expense that a doctor has told you that's going to be ongoing in the future?
Mrs. Johnson keeps talking, and the judge keeps watching. She wants a reprieve. She has things she needs to do with cash, personal things. And every time the judge tries to speak, she talks right over her. That turns out to be a very bad idea. The judge stops her cold. When I speak, you stop talking. And just like that, the courtroom belongs to the judge again.
Me, ma'am?
Yes, you, sir.
Oh, sure. Yes, ma'am. It's still going to go on. I mean, as far as, she's just worried about her needs.
What about
the people in hell need ice water?
What about the caretaker coming out to the home? Is that going to be something that's ongoing as well?
No, ma'am. That's going to end here actually in about 2 years here. It's
2 years?
Yes,
2
ma'am.
years?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are asking me to stop paying child support today? You know what, ma'am, according to the paperwork that you provided, your child support is based on your annual income of $30,000 a year, right?
That is correct.
The judge gets to the numbers. Child support was originally set based on an annual income of $30,000, and Mrs. Johnson confirms that figure without hesitation. But then comes the follow-up. How much are you making now? The answer she gives is vague, low, and unconvincing. The judge turns to the father, and what he says next changes everything.
How much are you making now?
Probably a little more over 10,000
Okay.
over that.
You know what? Let me ask him, because I don't think some of the information you're giving me is very truthful. Sir, how
Yes,
much money does she make a year that you know of?
When we first did the situation, she was making $30,000 a year. Now,
Okay.
the way we dress today, obviously one of us didn't come up. So I think somebody might need to talk to somebody or count some beans or something, because I know somebody making a little money ain't me. I had this garage by myself for 35 years.
But the child lives with you, correct?
Right.
The father looks at Mrs. Johnson, then looks at the judge, and simply tells the truth. When they first set child support, she was making $30,000, but one look at how she walked into this courtroom today tells a completely different story. The father has been fixing cars for 35 years. He knows the difference between someone struggling and someone performing struggle, and so does the judge.
Right. I
Ma'am?
have to keep my other garage.
Ma'am, how much money do you make a year, truthfully?
Truthfully, about 42,000.
You make
But
40.
see, he negates the six.
No,
Okay.
no, ma'am. You made more money, and you tried to. First of all, I feel offended that you came into my courtroom and tried to downplay what the situation was, what it was in the first place. You made it appear as though this child turned 18 and your child support should naturally terminate. That's not what's going on. Your child has special needs that this man has been paying for, and you have gotten a $12,000 raise, in a sense, of salary.
Under the full weight of the judge's stare, the truth finally comes out. $42,000 a year. Not 10, not 30. $42,000 to $12,000 raise since child support was originally calculated. The judge is visibly offended. She came into this courtroom and tried to make it seem like her son simply turned 18 and payments should stop. That was never the real story. And now everyone in that room knows it.
Period of time.
And he, excuse me,
See, that's the reason I got
even
rid
over
her
a
in the
period of
first place.
time, today you make more money. You make more money, and you just heard this man testify that a medical doctor told him that it's going to stop, the care coming to his home is going to end in 2 years.
2 years.
2 years, right? That
Then
is a long time.
Allow me a 2-year reprieve so I can do some things that I need to do.
Ma'am,
I don't have a problem continuing on taking care of my child.
The only reprieve you're going to receive here today is to start your child support obligation on a monthly basis to this man, okay?
Mrs. Johnson makes one final push. She heard the doctor say the home caretaker visits will end in 2 to 3 years. She wants a reprieve just until then. She wants breathing room. She wants time. The judge's response is immediate and absolute. The only reprieve you will receive in this courtroom today is the start of your new child support obligation. It is not stopping. It is not pausing. It is going up.
That's where we're going to do.
Is it continued?
Ma'am.
Because I've been doing.
Oh, yeah, it's going to go up.
Excuse
It's
me,
definitely
ma'am.
going to go up. Yes, sir.
Apparently, denial isn't just in Africa. It's here today.
Look, listen, sir. Listen. Your little innuendos, those are cute, but let's leave them somewhere else. They're not
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
take place in here. Okay? They're not going to take place in here. And ma'am, your outburst, please. I'm not impressed.
I'm not impressed either.
You shouldn't be. You should not be impressed. You came into this courtroom and tried to misrepresent, and you just simply don't want to take care of your child.
That's the reason
That
we're
is
together
ridiculous.
now.
The father can't help himself. He lets out a sharp comment, and the judge redirects him fast. She tells him directly, those sunglasses are cute, but leave the attitude at the door. Then she turns back to Mrs. Johnson. You came into my courtroom and misrepresented this case. You tried to downplay your son's needs, hide your income, and simply walk away. That is not happening today. Not in this court.
Ma'am, so you said you make $42,000 a year. According to my calculation, that's about $3,500 for gross a month. That puts your net resources at $2,948. and 13 cents. Who carries the health insurance on the child?
That would be me, ma'am.
Both.
Well, the adult child, excuse me. You carry health insurance, and what were you getting ready to say, ma'am?
Both of us.
So the child is equally covered. Okay, great.
Yes, that is correct.
And I heard you say that you had a 16-year-old.
Yes.
Okay.
Calculations begin. $42,000 a year. Gross monthly income, approximately $3,500. Net resources, $2,948.13. Health insurance is already covered by the father for both of them, and the mother confirms she also has a 16. That detail matters, because in this courtroom, every factor gets accounted for.
So we're going to base your child support. You get credit for the child that you already have. So your child support is going to be set at $471.08 per month.
Say that again?
$471.70 per month. Understood?
That's clear.
Okay. Is there anything further?
Well, I was hoping, ma'am, if I could get a little boost in that, because the youngest son, he currently is being tested as well for some problems that he may be having.
The ruling comes down. Credit given for the existing child. Final child support obligation, $471.08 per month. She came in hoping to pay zero. She's walking out paying more than before. The father pauses, then quietly mentions his younger son may also be showing signs of special needs and asks about a possible increase. The judge listens carefully.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
this is not the platform for you to be asking for an increase, and you just heard what this woman makes, and you heard me do the calculation based on what it is that she makes.
Well, I just asked, ma'am.
No, sir. That's not how these things are done.
I mean,
you
she
cannot
couldn't-
get it. You cannot get an increase from what she's making. What she makes is what she makes. Child support is based on a calculation. It's that simple.
The judge is clear and direct. This is not the platform for requesting an increase today. Child support is based on a calculation on what she makes, on what the law allows, on what can be proven right now. If and when the younger son receives a formal diagnosis, that is the time to return to court. Until then, the numbers stand exactly as ruled. No exceptions, no shortcuts.
And if you want to do something later and file something in court once it's been diagnosed, what your other child may have, then you can do that. But until then, is there anything further?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. You all may be dismissed.
And you want a clown.
Squeeze a wing together now.
The judge delivers her final words and closes the case. If new medical needs are diagnosed for the younger child, come back. File properly and let the court handle it the right way. But today is done. Both parties are dismissed. Mrs. Johnson walked in expecting an exit. Instead, she found accountability. And that young man with special needs, he walked out with the support he always deserved. 2 cases. To parents who thought they could walk into a courtroom and rewrite the truth. If you believe every child deserves better, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and never miss a ruling. Judge Zone will be back in session. And justice, it never sleeps.